Hey everybody, this is Jeff Appel, host of The Jeff Appel Show, where we talk neighborhoods, events, people, local businesses, and of course we try to give you just a little real estate education. It's another beautiful day in Indianapolis. It's actually a little overcast, but it's looking like it's starting to clear up. So I'm going to get my energy up for the day. I take my caffeine in carbonated form. So today, you and I are going to head to the Indianapolis southeast side in Franklin Township. There's a lot of ways to get there, but the most commonly used ones are probably the 465 and Emerson exit going south, or the Southport exit on 65. Just head east and you'll eventually make your way there. So today, we're going to go check it out. Got your stuff? Ready to go? Let's roll. Around these parts, you won't find a ton of businesses, though there are some, and even some that are locally famous, as well as major shopping within a 5-minute drive. But Franklin Township has a very rural feeling due to that lack of commercial development. But it's not all fields. The vast majority of development here is residential housing, and you'll find a wide array of housing options. Home sales can range from $80,000 to $1.1 million in a relatively close area. Since 2000, Franklin Township has had an increase in population of 80%, and in some areas, 113%. And they're still building. People do move here for that suburban farm town feel, and while there's nearby Wanamaker, a small downtown type area, if you're interested in a community where you can walk to lots of shopping or entertainment, well, you might be more interested in nearby Irvington or Fountain Square, but as the man said, that's another show. As a classic suburban community, a lot of the focus is on school events. And with a variety of successful performing arts programs as well as athletics, you'll certainly find something to do without going far. But downtown Indy is very close. You can get there in 15 minutes or less. Now, if that's just too big for you, Franklin Township has their own version. So we're in that small downtown area I mentioned before called Wanamaker, and as a real estate agent, it's my job to get to know people and learn where they live. So as I got to know people in Wanamaker, I started to notice something interesting about their addresses. Places right next door to each other could have completely different city names, so what gives? In 1827, a widow named Mary Adams, who had 11 children, donated a parcel of land where the New Bethel Baptist Church was to be built. Now, in 1834, Adams hired a planner to lay out the town of New Bethel on a portion of her land, the town being named after the church. Years later, when New Bethel wanted to have its own post office, it was discovered that there was already a town in Indiana called Bethel, and that the town would have to be renamed. The name? Wanamaker came from President Benjamin Harrison's Postmaster General, who was also a successful businessman and early pioneer of marketing. And to this day, you'll see the names New Bethel, Wanamaker, and Indianapolis on local businesses, neighborhoods, and addresses. As you stroll through Wanamaker, you start to get a better sense of that history when you speak to the local small business owners. And if you want to get your finger on the pulse of an area, well, that's a good place to start. This is Betty Flagel, owner of the Wanamaker Flower Shop. Originally built in 1886 as Public School Number 8. Her grandfather bought the building in 1928 as a chicken dinner restaurant, and it's been passed through the family ever since. Betty, with the help of her daughter, keep the Wanamaker Flower Shop busy helping customers for every sort of occasion, delivering throughout the entire city and beyond. Betty's been to design school and is certified, which doesn't happen most places flowers are sold these days. If you ask her what she loves about the township, Betty will tell you it's the schools, proximity to downtown, and the ability for this community to come together in ways that others don't anymore. Betty's a real advocate for the township, an attitude that's common in families with deep roots around here. But what's great about Franklin Township residents like Betty is that they've got one eye on their history and one on growth. Guys, bottom line is that Franklin Township is one of those great places to live in Indianapolis. And if you have any questions about it or anything you've seen on this episode, feel free to leave a comment. I love comments.
Well, thank you very much for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. And if you have any suggestions for places, events, or local businesses in Indianapolis you'd like to see on the Jeff Appel Show, just use the hashtag Jeff Appel Show on Facebook or Instagram. Until next time, everybody, get out and go find Indy.